Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of the Helix Experience Podcast. Today we have our first Q&A episode with my lovely wife, Steph. Thanks for jumping on, Steph.
Thank you. I love our wife already.
Yeah, we've progressed to wife. If you have been on the journey of the podcast, we've gone from girlfriend to fiance to wife now. So I've really owned that one.
We aren't even married yet, but we're already wifing.
Couple of months away. So we got three questions that have come in on the gram and on email. So we're going to go through those now. Steph's going to take us away. She's going to ask me the question.
Yeah, the first question was, why am I not where I want to be physically?
And who's that from?
That's from Emma.
Nice.
Thanks for chiming in, Emma.
Emma, I should probably put the last name on here. Anyway, so this comes down to values for me is the first one here is you're valuing other things that aren't your physical fitness, health, or nutrition over those things. So for a lot of people, especially in the demographic what I train, 25 to 45, things they value are Netflix, going out with friends, drinking, partying, eating shit, spending their money on other things that aren't their health. They're like, most of the time they're what I see being done and them spending their time on. Thoughts, Steph?
Here's the thing. I think that it's interesting because like someone like Emma, whoever Emma is, I really think that a lot of people think that they value fitness and health, right? I think a lot of people would tell you that health is in their top values. However, what you think is in your top values and what is actually in your top values are two different things. So you might be telling yourself that health is in your top values. However, the way that you behave will tell us more about what your values are than what you think they are. So basically, your subconscious processes are running all the time, and they're basically dictating your behaviors. So for example, if Emma says that she values health, but then, and she trains 4 times per week, then that's 4 hours per week that she's training. However, if she's also spending 2 hours every night watching Netflix, then that's 14 hours a week that she's watching Netflix. So she spends 4 hours training or 14 hours watching Netflix. She might think that health's in her top values, but actually, resting, chilling, watching TV or distraction is actually more in her higher values than health is, because that's what she's prioritizing and that's what she's giving time to. When something is actually in your top values, you behave it. So you actually spend time doing it. It takes up a lot of your time. So, if spending time with your partner is in your top values, you're going to find yourself spending a lot of time with your partner. If it's not, if you're saying that spending time with your partner is in your top values, but you actually spend a lot of time avoiding them or away from them, then, the proof is in the pudding. Like, your actions literally speak louder than your words when it comes to values.
Yeah. It was quite a vague question that come through. It says like, why am I not where I want to be physically? I think for you to get somewhere physically, there has to be a dedicated structure of learning around getting where you want to go physically. So if your goal is, to gain strength, you have a dedicated structure of learning around getting strong. What I mean by that is like, do you have a program that's guaranteed to get you strong? Is your nutrition set up to guarantee the outcome of getting strong? You need to have these things in place, especially with nutrition, training, and rest, to guarantee an outcome physically. And if you don't, you're not going to get strong. You're not going to be where you want to be physically. You're not going to lose fat. You're not going to gain muscle. These things, you have to have your ducks in a line with your physical preparation. Yeah,
for sure. And I think that like anything, if you truly want to have an incredible result, then you truly have to understand what it takes to get an incredible result. And part of that is educating yourself. Part of that is getting the right information, and not just from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, you want to get the information from someone who has proven track record, who has who lives and breathes what they do, and who has, not even a proven track record of results. Yeah, absolutely. You want proof they have results with somebody else, but also like, have they got the qualifications? Have they got the information? Have they studied? Are they really the student of that education? And that's the person that you want to learn from, not just some dude on Instagram that has a lot of followers that has, a quarter of a PT, qualification. Yeah.
Yeah. So our final point here is like, take advice from people that have done what you want to do. So, I actually did make an Instagram post on this the other day, but my dad was, he called me an idiot yesterday. Actually, he said, was that you lifting 200 kilos off the floor for 5 reps on a deadlift? And I was like, yeah, it was me. I hit a fucking PB. Let's go. And he was not stoked with me, but he was like, you shouldn't be lifting. It's bad for your back. It's bad for your health. And I said, Dad, come on, you're giving me advice about being bad for my back lifting when he doesn't have a good back and he can barely bend over and touch his toes. So this would be an example of me taking advice from my father on lifting, which he obviously has no idea about. So watch out who you take advice from in your circles. And if they are where you want to be physically, yeah, maybe you take advice from them. But if they're not, then they're probably not the right person to take advice from.
Absolutely. Question number 2.
We're on.
From Jess. Jess asked, why is Helix so expensive? I really want to join.
Yeah, we get this one quite a lot on Instagram, but I wanted to touch on this on the podcast. So let's clarify expensive first. So expensive, our memberships are $69 to $99 a week. I wouldn't really say that's expensive. I would say it's expensive compared to a $9 a week Revo membership, but you get a lot more for your money, which is, it's about the value of it. So like all our memberships, they have group training, they have open gym, they have 247, unlimited access to the eVault scanner, coaching, 12-week goal reviews, unlimited programming reviews, anything like that. Sauna, ice bath, full recovery suite, all that type of stuff, which, you don't really get at a 247 or you don't get at all. So that's one of the main reasons why the investment is so much more high. But, with a higher investment comes higher intent to get results. So the more you pay for something, the more you value it, especially in fitness. And if you're paying $9 a week, you can just roll out of bed on a Monday morning at 5:30 a.m. and be like, fuck it, I'm not going to train. But if you, get out of bed at 5:30 a.m. on a Monday morning paying $99 a week for a membership, the likelihood that you're going to train is a lot higher. Therefore, the likelihood of you getting results is a lot higher. So the more you invest in your fitness, the better your fitness outcomes are going to be. And that's why a lot of people see our results and our before and afters. And this is a big reason why we get such incredible results, because the people that are willing to pay $99 a week for their training or their strength and conditioning are going to get results because they're really invested in the process.
Yeah. And I think expensive is subjective, because there are a lot of people who think it's a ridiculous amount of value for what's included. We don't want to be the cheapest. We definitely don't want to be competing on price. That's not something that we would be, proud to do. We of course want to remain affordable, but we are. $69 is basically what you'd pay at any boutique fitness gym. But the reality is that we every single day are sitting down and finding ways that we can go above and beyond for our clients. Every single day trying to optimize our client experience. Every single day trying to optimize our client journey. And our clients are at the forefront of everything that we do. Making money is not at the forefront of everything that we do. And so for us to be able to give you that high quality experience, we give our members prizes, we send our members flowers, we send our members cookies, we touch base with our members regularly, we give them t-shirts and all this sort of stuff. And that all costs money, but we're able to do that because we charge enough to be able to not only bring in the best coaches, the best equipment, have incredible facilities, but also to be able to give back to our members and make sure that they're feeling supported, feeling loved on, and that we're touching on their 6 human needs. So expensive is, again, subjective. You might think that it's a big investment. However, I think $60 to $79 a week for your health is probably one of the cheapest investments you'll ever make, because what's the saying that you don't care about your health until you don't have it?
Yeah. Until it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are great points there. And then other things like in business, it's about obviously turning a profit as well. And if a business has no profit in it, there's no point in having a business. You may as well just be a trainer at a 247 gym. But that's another reason as well. And gyms and especially fitness facilities that don't turn a profit, they end up going under. If we went under, we couldn't help anyone.
Well, it's testament to how long you've already been around. You're coming up on 8 years, and most fitness businesses sell within the first 4. So, it's testament to what you've already created. And, we have had times, guys, where, we've looked at the numbers and been like, fuck, we're going under. And that's when we have reviewed our pricing. We weren't always this price point. We have had to go up over time, because we're not interested in running a no profit gym. We're not interested in running a gym that's eventually going to go under, or a gym where we can't pay our staff what they deserve, a gym where we can't buy new equipment and upgrade our stuff, we're getting out credit cards to be able to pay for our new wall balls. We're just not interested in that model.
No way. It's not ideal. We had an epiphany a couple of months ago where, in terms of the remuneration that we paid our team, and we were, before that we're paying our team what everyone else is in the fitness industry. And I thought, that's probably not the greatest model to produce, loyal staff, happy staff that don't have to worry about money. and just for the overall enjoyment of the clients as well. So, we decided to pay our staff double the award rate in the fitness industry, which has led to incredible results in.
And so much more. Like you're always giving the girls like Muscle Nation vouchers and like, giving back. We go out for cocktails. Like it's such an incredible team environment. And we've been really intentional about creating that because we know that if your team are happy, then they're going to love working with their clients and your clients are going to be happy. And that creates a really beautiful, fulfilling cycle.
Yeah. It's funny in business, everyone looks at the numbers and they're like, oh, they got 200 members times X. So they're making X. And, that's like, it's so far from how a fitness business works out due to like the outrageous costs that go into it. Like the Australian government, well, most governments, they just make things hard, especially like with all the, taxes and fees and bills and,
God, the council regulations.
Council,
my God, you spent like
crazy.
30 grand in council fees.
Yeah,
like it's insane.
It's wild. So like things that go into a real legit fitness business, like insurance, apps, the council fees, like taxes, staff, like electricity, all the apps, like everything like that. It's like it ends up being outrageous. And an operator or a business owner that doesn't understand these things, they'll go into the market and they'll charge little, like, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks a week. And then they'll soon realize that you can't really turn a profit on that and pay staff and, have a community and give back and reinvest in your facility. It's just impossible to do.
I think that it's easy to come into the market and undercharge the market. Like that's the easiest thing to do. Like that doesn't take any skill. So when you look at those businesses, those other gyms that are going into the market and they're charging, $29 a week, $39 a week, $49 a week, like, and they're undercharging the market. Good job. You just took the easiest option you can. And do you know what creates easy options, hard life, right? Hard choices, easy life. And so for us, it's like, we have gone in at the upper end of the market, but because of that, we're like 110% committed to showing our clients the ridiculous value that they get for money. And we're not interested in being, the cheapest or undercutting the market. We know that fitness needs to be more of a priority in people's worlds, and we want people to want to make the investment.
Yeah, 100%.
Question number 3. This comes from John. John's asked, what are the characteristics of the best clients you've ever trained? Love this.
Awesome. I'll riff on this one and then I'll get over to Steph in case I've missed anything here. But the first thing is like they listen and then they listen to what you have to say. They listen to your advice. They listen to, sets, reps, the protocols, and they adhere by them. The second thing is they're coachable. So they're wanting to get better. They're wanting to learn. They're wanting to grow. They're willing to take feedback on. They want to, implement that feedback into their training.
Tim, can I ask a question? Sorry, about listen. What's the difference between, because I think like everyone listens, right? No. But like, so can you define like the difference between listening and listening? Because there is 2 different versions of that.
Well, I mean, like every coach, like especially in group training, when someone is listening and not, it's very apparent because, you'll go through the instructions, you'll go through, hey, we're doing 3 sets of 8 at 3 seconds down, 1 second hold, and then we're looking at about 80%. And then like 2 minutes later, a person that's not listening will be like, what was it again?
That's me. Yeah. Every time.
So the people that are listening, they get it, they understand it, they actually listen compared to ones that don't.
No, but I think like really what I mean is like, when they listen to the advice that you give, right? It's like you're giving, because like I think the thing that's made the best clients you've ever trained has been the fact like you will say, train 4 days and then recover 3.
Yeah.
And they actually do it.
Yeah.
So I think like what I'm trying to get at here is like they like you tell them, but they don't just like hear it and then make different decisions. They actually hear it and follow it, right?
They listen and understand.
Yeah.
And take it on.
And actually take it on board. And then, don't get distracted by the shiny objects being like, but I feel good. I feel like I should definitely train again. And then, through excited they have a fucking injury, you know?
So the next one's minimal ego. So this probably goes around ego. So an example of this is like, we get this especially with young dudes. It's like, guys in their 20s, they'll come in and, they'll have a good 6 months. They'll get crazy results. They'll start snatching 100. They'll clean and jerk over like big weights. They'll start squatting big. And then all of a sudden they're like 6 months into their fitness journey and they're like, I got this. I know exactly what I'm doing. And then they stop following the program. They stop listening because their ego gets in the way of it because they start thinking they know everything. And then as soon as people start thinking they know everything, their results plummet. They start blaming everyone besides themselves for their lack of results. And then, everything gets in the way and it goes downhill.
Yeah, I love this one. And I think it's called Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah, the Dunning-Kruger
right?
effect.
And the whole concept of Dunning-Kruger is that you start doing something, you get results really quickly because you followed the process, but then the ego steps in and tells you how fucking great you are and how, now you know everything. And then you stop doing the things that got you the results in the first place. And obviously your results decline really quickly. And I think like the tip here, and guys, if that's been you, that's fine. Like we have all been here.
Yeah,
like we've all been here, right? Like we've been here with business,
yeah.
fitness, all of it. The thing is, and the piece of advice that I would give here is like, always remain the student and understand that like someone like Tim, as an example, Tim has like, if you go into Tim's office, there's a whole wall full of like qualifications and degrees and, it's insane. Like, and Tim still does classes and still does workshops and still is always upskilling because even on stuff he's already learned before, because there's always more to learn. There's always things that you miss the first time round. And so just no matter how good you get, just always remain the student because there's always so much more to learn.
Yeah. Another way of looking at it is a white belt mentality. It's like always just, imagine you're a white belt. That's a martial arts analogy. But, even if you're a black belt, purple belt, brown belt, you always need to remain humble and be open to coaching and suggestions, because as soon as that goes out the window, your results will go out the window as well. My next point here is follow the program. So, programming is written to elicit a result. And as soon as people go off the programming, that's where it goes wrong. So there's a theory or a principle in strength training called progressive overload, where you need to follow progressive overload, whether that's increasing sets, reps, intensity, these types of things over a cycle to get a result. And as soon as people stop following the program or they start making up percentages, don't do all the reps, they don't follow the percentages, they don't follow the tempo, that's when their results stagnate as well. So the best clients, or the characteristics of the best clients I've ever trained, is like they really follow the program to the T, whether that's 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 or 6 times a week. They follow the program and they get it done.
And they hit their percentages. Guys, this is going to sound so like derp, but I actually have been so shocked over the last 5 years on how much goes into programming.
Yeah.
Like, you guys might just think that you're downloading a program from the internet and then we're just running with it. Or like Tim's like, yeah, we'll just throw in some lunges, or we'll just throw in this, or we'll just do that. Guys, it is scientific AF. Like Tim spends hours every single week programming. Not only that, but he's done like years, literally years worth of study to learn the scientific like nature behind the like overloading the body or putting the body under certain amounts of stress and certain angles and all of that stuff to make sure that your body doesn't get injured and all of that stuff. And then, you go into the gym and you just fucking ignore it by putting your own percentages on or doing whatever the heck you want. And you're wondering why your body hurts or why you're getting injured. And it's like, there's so much that goes into it. So like, please follow the program.
The next point here is trust the process. And the first time I heard this, I was like, this is fucking shit saying. Like, it's super gay, super woo-woo. But like the process of you getting results in the gym as a client is literally a process, and you need to trust it. Sometimes it's not going to feel good. Sometimes you're going to have hard days. Sometimes you're going to be like, fuck this, I can't be bothered with this process anymore. But the process has worked for people hundreds of years before us. The same principles, art and science of strength training hasn't changed. You just need to apply it to you and trust the process that it's taking you towards your goal. You need to know that you're on the right process, you're on the right chain of thought, you're on the right programming to elicit the result and the response that you want. And you need to just trust it.
In anything, there's no straight line to success. The line is never linear. It's always up and down and curvy and spiraled and fucking backwards, forwards. And fitness is exactly the same. There's no one way, one fast ticket, silver bullet. There's no straight line. Like, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be forwards and backwards. But eventually, if you trust the process, you'll get there.
Yeah. And the sixth characteristic here of clients, the best clients and what they do, they don't complain. So there's nothing worse than going to the gym and me, especially going to the gym in the afternoon and someone's there and they're like, oh man, I got me fucked doing 5x5 back squats today. Like, that is the absolute boner kill of your own energy, everyone else's energy around you, and your ability to get the result. If you're going into a session complaining, you're going to have a bad session. There needs to be positivity around it. And everyone knows that strength training is hard as fuck. Okay. It is super tough. It is one of the most challenging things you can do, like, for your physical improvement. Don't complain about it. You are there for a reason. It's a part of the process. You need to enjoy the process and don't fucking complain.
I think one of the things that changed this, I used to complain all the time about fitness. I think one of the things that really changed for me is when I almost had that MS diagnosis and we never actually ended up getting it. But it was this weird, crazy thing that happened. Like the minute I got diagnosed with MS and I knew that one day, I thought I was diagnosed with MS and I thought that one day I was going to lose my body and that it wasn't going to work for me, was the minute that I was like, fuck, I'm so grateful for every movement my body has. And I got into the gym more than ever before. I was so grateful for even being able to pick up the bar, for even being able to like bend over, for being able to squat. Like we are so lucky. Like guys, if you are able to get into the gym, if you are able to stand up and move your body, if you are able to hold weight on your back and squat it down, like you should be so thankful to your body for being able to get you there and for being able to do that. Like it's an honor. It's a privilege. And if you approach the gym, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what energy you're in, if you sit in the car for 3 minutes before you go into the gym and you just thank your body for the ability to even be able to do what you're about to do, your entire perspective is going to shift.
Yeah, 100% agree. And our final point here is the characteristics of the best clients. They go hard. So there's nothing worse than making the time to show up to the gym and train and then not putting in 100% effort. Like I've seen this day in, day out for the last 13 years. It's like if you're setting the time apart to train, you need to be going hard. And the intensity that you train with will dictate the results you get. Okay. You can half-ass a gym session. Everyone's been there. Yes, it is better than doing nothing. But if you have the ability to push for intensity in a session, you need to be pushing for intensity because that's where the results happen. And every coach loves seeing clients go hard.
John's asked, what are the characteristics of the best clients you've ever trained? And going hard is definitely that. Yeah. And the reason being that if you want to be the best client and get the best results, that's what it takes. 100%.
So if you guys got something out of this episode, please share the love. Share this episode with someone that you're friends with or share it to your social medias. We love that. Thanks for listening, guys.